Hey, what's going on everyone? Thanks a lot for joining us again. Really excited. We've got another video from the developers here for The Witcher The Old World board game. So we recently just had one obviously going over two-player gameplay. They obviously mentioned in that video that they're going to be talking a bit about solo and cooperative. And lo and behold, on this fine day, we've managed to get a bit of information. So I've still not seen this yet. As per usual, what we're going to be doing is commenting and reacting to some of the news that's going on. We're obviously in the month of May now, so this is when the Kickstarter is going to be going live. I'm kind of scared to tell people to go to the Kickstarter. I might not get it, but I would love for this game to be popular. I'd love for it to be good, and I'd love for it to be everything that we've really wanted. So I'm really excited to see what they've got to show us today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what they've got to say.
Hi, my name is Łukasz Woźniak, and I'm the designer of The Witcher Old World, a brand new board game being co-published by Go On Board and CD Projekt Red. In the last video, my wife Ola and I presented part of a two-player gameplay, and we will record a full three-player gameplay before the campaign launches, so you will be able to see how the game flows from start to finish. After the last video, there will multiple different topics being discussed in the comments on BGG and other places, and we love your involvement, and we continue to take everything you contribute into consideration. I hope that you will see that in the coming weeks, either before or during the Kickstarter campaign. And now that we are already in May, I can finally confirm that the campaign will launch on Tuesday, May 25th.
Get
Follow
the date
link
in your diaries, people. Get it in your diaries.
Notified when it goes live. And as for today, in this video, I will address something that has been a popular topic in the community from the day that we announced the game. We are going to talk about solo and cooperative modes in The Witcher Old World. The game is designed to be competitive and bring a lot of over-the-table interaction. Players may brawl with each other while spectators bet on the fight. They may try to take some gold from their opponents by playing dice poker, and they will compete in trailing and killing monsters. Even though each Witcher is on their own path and they don't have to directly affect each other, they are all involved in exploration and the fighting done by their opponents on the board. So the level of interaction in competitive play depends on the group and their preferences. And naturally, that will change when you throw different modes into the mix. And that's what I want to talk about today. Two brand new topics, solo mode and solo cooperative expansion. First, let's talk about basic solo mode. We've listened to your suggestions and look for a good solution for the community and for the project itself. We completely agree that many players who get the base game will value the chance to enjoy a solitary experience.
Yep.
More and more players prefer to play solo, and there are times that you're only able to play a board game that way. I myself sometimes try out the game mechanics alone before introducing the game to others.
That is exactly what I like to do when playing board games, especially when you've got the solo player component. I would like to learn a bit more about how the mechanics work and how it is that I can sort of introduce it to people. I think when you get some of these games, what you'll tend to find is that, unfortunately, some of the rules that are displayed in the rule book, it's kind of obtuse and it's very difficult to understand. And I think playing through it, I think with any board game, whether it's something like Twilight Imperium or something even like Seven Wonders or whatever it might be, you know, having that little playthrough yourself before you introduce it to other people. Number one, it gives you a feel for how you think your group is going to enjoy it, and also how it is that you can find ways to easily explain certain mechanics. So I completely agree with the developer there. That's really cool.
So this way I can understand it better, which makes the first time we play in a group much smoother and much more fun. With that in mind, I am happy to announce that the base version of The Witcher Old World will be playable for 1 to 5 players.
Beautiful, look at that.
The
Awesome.
base 2 to 5 player gameplay is not affected by this, and it remains a competitive experience with all in-game and over-the-table interaction. But now there's an option to play the game in single player mode. The box will contain the new rules and a help card to explain how it all works. So each time you play solo, you will have to hunt down a particular amount of monsters, train your Witcher to a certain degree, and do it in a timely manner. We've been testing that mode for some time and we are happy with the results. And now let's talk about the solo and co-op expansion. We plan to introduce this during the Kickstarter campaign, and we've been hinting at it since we announced the game. For many months now, we've been developing the best way to create a real cooperative experience in the old world. Such a game mode requires new rules, new components, and a fresh storyline.
Oh, please show me some
This
components.
type of expansion has been asked about a lot, so I thought it would be best to give you some more information about it now. That way you will have a better understanding of what you're getting on a day one of the Kickstarter campaign. The solo and co-op expansion is called The Wild Hunt.
Let's go with my boy Eredin. Oh man.
As you may know, the Wild Hunt are found both in the Witcher books and
so
video
cool.
games. They appear riding skeletal horses in the sky, which is believed to be a sign of upcoming war. They are An'Ele elves, mighty and frightening warriors from another world. And they have been raiding different worlds for centuries. And now they are here. The Wild Hunt.
Ooh, look at that model. That's so detailed. My guy Eredin there looking like a badass. Let's go. Check that out. Man, I don't know what it is, but recently I've been getting into miniature painting and just appreciating again after 10, 15 years just how much I love sort of miniature painting and the amount of detail that goes into good miniatures. And you know what? That is absolutely awesome. That looks great. Really good.
Comes to the continent to find and capture slaves, spreading terror and destruction, forcing Witchers from different schools to unite against a powerful enemy. All the Witcher schools put their quarrels aside and send their best and brightest to help common people and fight off the Wild Hunt. The expansion changes the turn structure in a way that allows all players to fully cooperate against the challenge before them. To succeed, you will need to discuss which monsters each of you will hunt, help one another, face certain obstacles together, and make some decisions that will affect other Witchers. In this mode, time is not on your side. New challenges arise along the way, and finally, you will have to take on and defeat Eredin, the king of the Wild Hunt, together. And if you choose to play this expansion solo, you will face this massive threat alone. There will be a number of smaller and bigger obstacles in your way that you will need to handle before finally taking on and defeating the threat to your world. The Wild Hunt expansion is planned to be sold separately after the game is released. If you buy the base game, you will get a big competitive adventure alongside a custom solo option, and if you're looking to expand your solo experience and join forces with your friends in cooperative play, you will be able to get the Wild Hunt expansion, which adds exactly that. But for our Kickstarter campaign, we want to add the Wild Hunt expansion for free. The basic rules,
nice.
5 editing cards and editing miniature will be added to each standard and deluxe box from day one of the campaign. And if we are able to exceed our funding goal, we will add stretch goals that affect the base game as well as the Wild Hunt expansion. Personally, I love the standard competitive mode that we've been playing countless times for well over a year now. But lately, I'm having a lot of fun playing Wild Hunt expansion as well. It adds another dimension to the table, new experiences, stories, a new way to play the game, and I can't wait for you to try them both. And before I finish, let me add one more thing at the end to anticipate one specific question you might have. Can Eredin appear in the standard competitive game mode as well in some way? Well, we will share the answer to that on our social media soon.
Oh,
so that's
my
it
God.
for today. And as always, if you have any questions or ideas, feel free to ask in the comments and we'll do our best to answer. So for now, for our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and most importantly, sign up for the Kickstarter notification. We are getting closer and closer to the campaign's launch. And I hope that you're all excited as we are. That's it for today. Bye-bye.
Oh man, I think I need more of that. Honestly, that was a really good developer interview. Genuinely, there was so much in there that we could take away. I really love the fact that we've got these options now to play, especially when, you know, with certain competitive games, it is an advantage to know the cards, know the mechanics, and to have more practice than other people. Yeah, you can have an element of beginner's luck and that sort of thing, and, you know, people who pick up the game for the first time can literally just be good players, make good decisions, and just win. But the fact is, I think when you play games like this that are competitive, sometimes it's very easy to quite frankly min-max and that sort of thing and figure out what the best combos and cards and this sort of thing is. So I think the cooperative aspect is something that's going to be really good, especially if you play this with your family. So for example, I would love to play this with my brother, who's a huge Witcher fan, both competitively and cooperatively. If we've got some other people there as well that might be interested in playing as family members and whatnot, definitely on the cooperative side of things. And then with my boys, definitely going to be on the competitive side of things because that's the way they are. So do let me know, guys, how it is that you feel about this game at the moment, whether you're excited about these different aspects that are coming along. Obviously, there's going to be stretch goals, so I hope that we see some new monsters and that sort of thing. I hope that it really ties in with the lore, and I'm just really excited to see how it goes along. So genuinely, thank you so much, guys. Please like this. Really looking forward to it. We'll see you on the 25th for the Kickstarter, but I'm sure they'll have something for us before then. Until then, I'll catch you guys later. Cheers.